Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We are super excited for today's Ultimate United UTLM Ultimate Team Leader webinar series. Today, I'm going to be discussing something that for team leaders is huge for us with the evolution of AI. And the reason this is so big is AI has come such a long way in the last, honestly, 60 to 90 days. What it's capable of and what it can do for us in our business can quickly make us all so much more profitable, which in the end is what we care about, right? Because as team leaders, we want to see our agents be successful. And we build systems, we build processes, we build scripts, we build text scripts, we build email templates. We spend all of this time building out so much for them, right? Or paying people to build out all of this stuff for them. And then the problem is they don't leverage it, or they don't use it properly, or they don't use it in a timely fashion or in the right place. And what this is actually doing to our business is it is killing our ROI on our marketing spend, right? It is killing our ROI on our marketing spend overall because they're not doing the right things. So guys, drop a 1 in the chat just so I can see if you are spending some money on marketing, generating business for your team agents, whether this is online leads, whether you're sending out mailers, whether you're, spending money on promoting open houses, whatever it may be. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are currently spending money to generate business for your agents. Right. A ton of us. And the thing is we spend all of that money. And guess what? Do we have any guarantee of return? We don't. We have zero guarantee of return. All we're doing is spending our money, seeing leads come in, and then we have nothing but a hope and a prayer. And that's the really tough part. So this slide kind of and I'll zoom in for you guys if you'd like, as I know it can be a little bit hard to see. This slide kind of represents what most teams look like in the current state or have traditionally looked like. And of course, some of you may have implemented some systems already that are going to help you convert more of your marketing spend into an actual ROI or commissions coming in the door. But generally, step 1, we spend money on marketing, right? That's always the first step. We spend money on marketing. And whether that's through online leads, whether that's through mailers, whether that's our time door knocking and gathering leads, whether it's promoting open houses and making sure we have the best open houses, whether it's client events, so on and so forth. No matter what we do, we are spending marketing dollars. And what this does is it's going to bring leads into the funnel. Okay. And then at that point, we traditionally disperse the leads. And it goes to one of 2 places. It's number 1, we have ISA call leads, or number 2, we have agents follow up with leads. Okay. But it's one of these 2 steps. Then the next step we usually see is everybody does this. We're all guilty. Every agent, so many agents come to me as a marketing company and they want this thing that I absolutely hate. And it's automated drip campaigns. And that's usually the 5th step. Guys, drop a 1 here if you put your leads on automated drip campaigns. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're currently putting your leads on automated drip campaigns. Jeremy does property alerts. Yes, property alerts count. They're really like they're a little bit better in some ways. If you've actually spoken to the leads, they're a little bit better. If you've actually spoken to the leads and you're setting them up on property alerts that they want, versus I used to do this, Jeremy, and I don't know if this is what you're doing. I used to just set up people on property alerts based on the property that they came in from or the list of properties that they came in from, assuming that's what they actually wanted to or could afford to buy. But that was an assumption, right? Yeah, based on the campaign. But now we're making an assumption that they're actually interested in that. And if they're not, you're sending them an email with a list of properties they don't care about. So guess what happens? They unsubscribe, so on. They unsubscribe, they ignore your emails, or they just send you to junk, right? And then another agent who actually talks to them and finds out what they're actually looking for and what's actually going to make them move, puts them on a more relevant property search that is meeting the requirements. So it's going to be what they look for, right? Step 6, we hope our agents keep calling, right? We hope our agents keep calling. And this is the biggest thing, and I'll talk about some of the stats later, but this doesn't usually happen, right? And then step 7, our agents come to us and tell us that the leads are bad, right? The leads aren't good. These aren't good leads. They're not quality. They're not hot enough. I want better leads. So then we, as team leaders, we go back to whoever, whether it's ourselves running the leads, and we say, oh, I got to figure out how to run better leads. Or if we're hiring an agency, we go yell at our agency that, hey, these leads aren't good enough. You're getting us bad leads. And then you look at all the money you're spending and you question everything. You question, is it the leads? Is it the agents? Is it the system that I'm running? And we usually spend a lot of time making changes where things aren't actually broken. We're getting in leads, okay? And I know I sound like a team leader when I say this, but I have worked all different types of leads from all different types of sources over my 15-year career, okay? And as long as I have a real phone number and a real email, a lead is a lead is a lead. They are going to go somewhere in your funnel, and likely they will eventually do something, even if it's 5 years out. And it's how do we nurture those leads and how do we work those leads? And are agents following the systems, right? The problem here is too many of these steps rely on agents or ISAs that we don't actually control, right? Too many of these steps rely on agents. And then what we do at the bottom here is what we can control. So then we either hire a new marketing agency, change how we try to get leads, fire and hire new agents. So now we're back to recruiting, or we build out we spend tons of time building out a whole new system to hopefully make things better for agents, or we spend time training them, doing more role playing, doing more scripting, changing the script, changing the role play. Drop in a one in the chat if you feel like you've been in this situation before, right? Drop a 1 in the chat if you feel like you've been here. You've been in this situation where you start to question everything. And yeah, Jeremy, 1 times 400. And you start rebuilding things. You think you got to do it again. You think it's broken. So you start again and again and again. Right. All of us. Guys, I hate to say it. Do you know what the common denominator is in all of this? In all of our issues, do you know what the common denominator is? It's our agents. It's humans. And that's the common denominator. It's humans. Okay? So today, we're going to talk about how we can build an AI team that takes the process back and puts us in control of what happens with our marketing spend. And listen, I'm not saying get rid of your agents, because I don't think agents are replaceable. It's just like For those of you, we had a builders meeting with Pratesh this week, and he talked about, I don't think AI is going to replace agents. Or it was Tamir that said this. I don't think AI is going to replace agents, and I don't think so either. But AI is going to replace the majority of what agents do and allow agents to just focus on two things. So it will, number one, allow agents to focus on collecting leads or collecting contact information from other human beings. And for a lot of us as team leaders, we're doing this for our agents with our marketing spend, right? And then the second thing it'll allow them to do is just build human to human connection with people, because in the long run, people are already missing that human to human connection, and they are not going to just trust AI to fully sell them a home, right? They'll still want that human support. They'll still want a human to guide them through the home, point things out. We can still have strong agents who do a good job of really just nurturing those human to human relationships. But there's an opportunity to fix everything else that's currently broken. Okay. So most teams are currently wasting 40 to 60% of the money that they invest into marketing, not due to poor quality leads or even bad systems. It's usually due to, sorry, I misspelled due to the fact of humans understanding or following the systems and protocols that we give them as team leaders. They just don't do it, right? And that's where we're wasting our money, is they just don't take action or follow through with the things that are actually going to get them the results, right? And this is killing our businesses in lost commissions. Drop a one if you wish you were more profitable right now. Drop a one. Let's be like really real. Drop a one if you wish you were more profitable right now. Drop a two if you feel like you're absolutely killing it. Drop a two if you feel like you're absolutely killing it. Right. Most of us wish we were more profitable. Everyone wishes they could have a better ROI on their marketing spend. Everyone wishes that their bottom line was much better than it is, especially in a market like this, right? And if we look at it this way, I hate to tell you guys, but most real estate teams operate at less than a 1% conversion rate in the current market, right? And if we can just increase that rate to 2.5%, the ROI on our marketing spend can explode. So like traditionally, we'll have 100 leads come in at $10. That means we're spending $1,000, okay, in marketing with a 0.5% conversion rate, right? If your average commission is $15,000, that means you're doing a deal every other month and getting in $7,500 per month, which means your take, if you're on a 50-50 split, is $3,750, right? Here's the problem with this. If you're spending $1,000 to get $3,750, sure, that is a 3.75% ROI, which a lot of marketers like myself is going to tell you is amazing. But as a team leader, speaking to you, team leader, we all know, do we not have more expenses than just your ad spend? We have a ton more. We have our admins. We have our office space. We have paying the agency that's doing the work for us, right? We have so many more expenses to cover that this 3.75x on ROI is actually covering. So the next time I try to tell you something, when I tell you it's a 10x ROI, you still have all your other costs that you have to take into an account, right? So at 0.5%, this is why conversion rate, this is why it doesn't make sense for most of us as team leaders to keep marketing for our agents. And we try to change our model and we stop doing things. Here's the hard truth, guys. 48% of agents fail to follow up after the first contact. They try once and that's it. Okay. So, they'll contact them once, and 48% will never follow up again. 44% give up after just one attempt. Okay. 62% do not automate any follow-ups for leads that are older than 90 days. And even those that do just put them on automated email drip campaigns. And as I said to you guys earlier, automated email drip campaigns, running my marketing agency, are the number one thing that gets requested. Everyone comes in to a sales call. They don't ask how we're running our leads. They don't ask what we're doing from a retargeting standpoint. They don't ask how we're making sure people see them again and again. They ask, are the leads going to go on an email drip campaign? And do you have email drip campaigns that you can put my old leads on? Okay. Sure, I do. But I hate to tell you, it's not going to work. Okay. Open rates today versus 2012 are down 25%. Today, we're seeing on average 18% open rates. Click-through rates are down 60% since 2012. Only 1.4% click-through rates. Unsubscribes are up 100%. Spam complaints are up 150%. And responses to cold emails are down from 6% in 2012 to less than 1% today, guys. So the fact that we're relying on spending our marketing dollars to have agents call one or two times and then put them on an email drip campaign that get them these results, this is killing our business. Relying on email marketing alone is absolutely killing our business. And it's especially because, be honest with me here, who puts their leads on a generic drip campaign where every lead's getting almost the same thing? Drop a 1 in the chat. If you are running generic drip campaigns that puts every lead on almost the same thing, or drop a me so that we have something different. Drop a me in the chat if you're using generic drip campaigns. Amy, we used to. Awesome. Jeremy, no, good for you. So you're one step ahead, Jeremy. And I love that because generic drip campaigns are my most hated thing. Okay. But this is how so many of us are nurturing our leads. We're nurturing our leads with stuff they're not engaging with or interacting with. We're spending our time creating emails, creating these drip campaigns, recording videos for them to watch. What? With a 1.4% click-through rate? That means 14 out of 1,000 people that get your email are actually going to watch that video. Those aren't the results that I'm looking for, right? So we're continuously investing in lead generation, but our agents are failing to capture potential clients. And this inefficiency is leading to a huge revenue leak for all of us. And AI can plug these holes for all of us immediately. Okay. So your leads, no matter the sources, are your greatest asset. And the moment a lead enters your CRM, it should stay under our control as team leaders. Because we've all seen, if we're just routing these leads to our agents, we either don't have a good enough process or they're not following it, which is killing our conversion rates and killing our ROI on our spend. But AI is now, and with what I'm going to talk about today, is now going to allow you to take back control and manage what happens with the leads until the leads are actually ready to meet with one of your agents or to have a conversation with one of your agents, right? So, and not only does it allow you to control that process, it also allows you to control the back end of the process of nurturing our past clients and making sure our clients have a great experience throughout the transaction, which we can't guarantee right now. So there are three main, I like to call this your AI team. There are three main pieces to your AI team that you can easily implement right now in your business, leveraging AI there's lots of tools already out there. I'll talk about some of them today. And a lot of our CRMs actually have some of these tools that I'm going to talk about today built into them. It's just we're not leveraging them or using them because they do cost more money. Before I move in, can I get you guys to drop in the chat what CRMs you guys are currently using? I got HubSpot, okay, Lofty, Fub. Okay, we got some Fubs, we got some Lofties, we got some HubSpots. Okay, cool. So what I'm talking about today, you guys are all going to be able to do if you're using one of those three CRMs, which is great. So the first things first, the three pillars I want to focus on today that actually fix all of the breaks in that first flow chart I sold you. These are our three team members. An AI-powered CRM sales manager, okay? The reason this is so important is one of the biggest reasons when I've talked to agents in my career, one of the biggest reasons for inactivity in agents is they don't understand what to do and what is the most important thing for them to do each and every day, or who are the most important leads to call every day, right? Number two is AI calling and texting. This is absolutely a game changer. A lot of people are doubting it and saying, oh, it's not a human. But there's reasons I'll talk about that AI calling and texting are going to be far superior to a human. And yes, are you going to get people that realize it's AI and hang up? Of course. But there's benefits to AI callers and AI texting that far outweigh the people who are going to notice and hang up. And I'll tell you guys right now, the quality of AI calling and texting where it is today from even 6 months ago is insane, right? And where it's going to be in the next, honestly, 30 to 90 days, people are not going to be able to tell. Latency times are down. Tonality sounds way more natural. You can train these things like crazy. You can even now do voice cloning. So it's your voice if you want it to be. It's just crazy. And then an AI executive assistant or AI client success manager, making sure that every single one of your clients goes through the same process and helps you build out your CRM in a way with information that your CRM sales manager is going to be able to leverage for you long term. And this is where the huge opportunities are right now. So just before I jump in, can you drop in the chat if you're already leveraging? Oh, sorry, guys. I did the wrong thing here. Where did I go? No. Sorry, one sec. I lost my screen. There we go. Can you drop in the chat if you're leveraging any of these three in your business right now? Can you drop in the chat if you're already leveraging any of these three in the business? Just drop a no if no, and then tell me which one if yes. Nothing? No answers? Jeremy, awesome. Sales manager and AI SMS. Amazing. So you're probably like already a one step ahead of a lot of people and seeing a lot better conversion with your Amy, no, but plan to. Steve, we tried calling a while ago, but it wasn't great at the time. Steve, how long ago did you try the AI callers? Yeah, you should revisit it. The changes, man, are crazy. 6 months ago, we tried to launch one and I hated it and we just scrapped it. But we've just relaunched one because it's come so far. Raquel has an AI ISA. Awesome, Raquel. You're already one step ahead. Amazing. Okay, so Monday morning scaries. So what's really going on right now, what the big issue is your agents are opening their CRMs on Monday morning and they're seeing 400 leads, 400 plus leads. If you've got huge pools, they may be seeing thousands of leads and they feel overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. So all they do, they think the newest leads are the best leads because maybe this is someone who wants to buy right now, right today. And that's their psychology. They forget that you can't spell gold without old, right? You can't spell gold without old. And the old leads are often where the money is because, as I've talked about before on other trainings with you guys, the majority with the real estate life cycle, the majority of leads that sign up, are, where no matter where they are, on average, like an open house is 6 to 12 months. An online lead is 12 to 18 months on average before they actually transact. Okay. So just calling the newest leads, you're calling people who actually don't consider themselves buyers or sellers yet. But our agents think, well, there's an opportunity to get somebody that's going to buy today. And I already tried all of those old leads once and they didn't answer the phone. So I don't want to call them again. And they don't even know who the best leads are to call, right? And they're ignoring the most valuable contacts because they don't have the information in front of them of who to call. So by leveraging and implementing an AI sales manager, and this is available for all of you guys, HubSpot already has a connector straight on Claude. You can connect HubSpot and build out your own AI sales manager. So I'm sure, Jeremy, this is what you've already partially done, but it already has an innate connector living there. Follow Up Boss and Lofty also have custom MCP connectors available. I'm going to share one for FUB that you guys can check out a little bit later here. And if you guys want to talk about some options for Lofty, you can feel free to reach out to me directly after this presentation. But here's the great thing is you can now create skills and tasks for Claude to do every day in your CRM so that your agents know who are the leads that are opening your emails, who are the leads that are going back to your website, who are the leads that are clicking on the links that you sent them, who are the leads that you spoke to 6 months ago and wrote in the notes they're going to be buying in 9 to 12 months and to follow up in 6 months, and you totally forgot, right? Your AI sales manager can go in and do all of that for you and your agents and help them prioritize not only who to call and give them the list of who to call, but also have it show them exactly what the last conversation was about and what they should be calling back about or texting about or sending a video about today. And this removes that overwhelm from the agents of knowing what to do. And it has them calling the leads that they should be prioritizing versus just calling the newest leads and the brand new leads because they think by some miracle, someone that they haven't spoken to before is going to be the answer. Okay. So this is number one, having your CRM sales manager working here, right? Because agents struggle to identify the right leads. It's not laziness, it's a systemic issue, right? And by leveraging the AI, we can equip agents with the actionable information, ensuring that they're prioritizing the right leads at the right time. And this doesn't just work, guys. I'm mainly talking about new leads here, but this doesn't just work for new leads. This also works for your past clients. You know, whose birthday is coming up, right? Whose kid's birthday is coming up, whose home anniversary is coming up, whatever else it may be that you create standard systems for your team around. The AI sales manager working in your CRM isn't going to miss this, isn't going to miss this. You can also create things like lead scoring on your own rules. Or if you're using Lofty, lead scoring already exists. It's already built in for you. Okay. but taking back the what do I do today from the agents and showing them exactly what they need to do is going to have you calling the right people and texting and emailing the right people with the right information at the right time. And it takes the guesswork out of it, right? Because even the systems that I had built for my agents in the past on what their structured day should look like and what they should be and what they should be doing, right? They're broken. It's us guessing. It's not for sure. It's best practices with the best chances. We now have so much more insight and so much more availability that conversion rates should skyrocket if you implement this stuff. Your conversion rates should skyrocket. AI tracking, like tracking every conversation, website visits, properties they've visited, last contact. As I said, this is going to allow us to connect with the right people at the right time. So this is the real world opportunity, is each day your agents receiving a real-time call list that prioritizes who to call, why to call, what actions the lead has taken, and even recommendations based on your scripts, based on your text scripts, based on your experience to help them know exactly what to say and what to do differently for each exact lead. It doesn't have to be the same script of every lead is not equal. And this knowledge allows us to treat leads as individuals, right? To treat to really dissect our lists and niche down to give people the information that is actually valuable to them at the right time and meet them where they're at. And that's the huge opportunity here. Okay. So the numbers don't lie. AI lead scoring can enhance sales with up to 25%. Okay. So we've seen conversion rates increase 20 to 30% immediately. And sales teams that are leveraging AI are 1.3 times more likely to achieve year-over-year revenue growth as consistent follow-ups and the right follow-ups at the right time with the right people is what's going to help you. Okay? So, a couple tools. There is a Lofty MCP as well. You can talk to me about that as well. So a Lofty connector where you can connect Lofty to Claude. If you want to talk to me about that, we can talk about that. Lofty already has a lot of great AI built into it. I know with Lofty, you can have the AI work 150 of your leads for free as beta, and then pay for more. I've tested this, guys. I've done 2 deals. They were only lease deals, but I've done 2 lease deals with leads that Lofty's AI did everything for me, everything, until it said, hey, this lead wants to see these 3 properties. It did everything. I never talked to this lead. And then once I got that, I text messaged them and said, hey, I see you wanted to see these 3 properties. Let me know when. And this is only off a sample size of 150 leads, guys, right? 150 leads. For those of you on Follow Up Boss, take a picture of this link. You can use a custom MCP Claude connector to start building out your CRM sales manager in Claude, okay? And really, guys, it's very easy now with Claude projects, just to have a conversation with it about what you want it to do, okay? About what you want it to do. And as I said, Jeremy's obviously already doing it. Hotspot has an innate connector where you can just connect directly and tell it to do work in your CRM. So just so you guys know the types of things, some of the types of things it can do for you already in your CRM, can do lead scoring, It can tell you open rates, who's opening your emails, who's clicking through on your emails, who's watching your videos if there's in your emails. It can tag people for you. It can move people based on tags to different automations. What it won't do for you is it can't set up new automations, right? So it can't set up new drip campaigns or nurture sequences. That's still manual. But really everything else it can, and it can't create new tags. You have to create the initial tag. It can then tag people for you based on your rules. Okay. Guys, this is honestly the number one game changer because it's going to tell you who to call, when to call them, why to call them, and what to say. It's going to make it so easy for your agents. And you can teach your agents to do it based off your AI CRM assistant to do it off of your rules, your scripts, your processes, your systems that you've already spent the time building that are actually really good that your agents just aren't using. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, this is huge right now, guys. It's AI calling and SMS. Okay. So guys, a staggering 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-up touches, but most agents stop at less than 2. Okay. So 50% of sales happen after that fifth contact, and we're not even getting there. So phone call stats, 5 calls are needed for a 96% chance to connect. The average agent only calls a lead 1.55 times. You need to spend 7.5 call hours to book an in-person appointment. Guys, be honest with me. How many of you think the agents on your team are actually spending 7.5 hours a week on the phone right now? Drop a 1 if yes, drop a 2 if no. Drop a 1 if yes, drop a 2 if no. Do you think your agents are actually spending 7.5 hours a week on the phone? So I got 2. I got a laugh with a 2. I got a 2. Right. The agents aren't doing it. And that's to get 1 appointment. And this is why our agents aren't booking enough appointments. But here's the great thing. They're also not booking appointments for other reasons. They're human, guys. You can train them. You can run scripts with them. You can do role plays with them. Guess what? When they get on the phone, they get nervous. They go off script. They screw up. They don't ask for the appointment. There's all of these uncontrollable variables that we can't control with humans that guess what? We can now control. People doubt AI callers, but guess what? Your AI caller never takes a sick day. They never get nervous. They never go off script. And if your script asks for an appointment, they'll ask for an appointment every single time. Okay. Yes. Are some people going to hang up because they know it's AI and not want to talk to it? 100%. But here's the thing. In our testing so far, lots of people don't realize it's AI. Number 2, the ones that do, they want to see what it can do. They're interested, right? And I'll get to some of the appointment booking stats in a second here. Sorry, I repeated that. SMS stats. So 95 to 90% of SMS get open versus 18% of emails, guys. Look at that difference. We're all obsessed with sending emails. 18% of emails, but 95 to 98% of SMS get opened. 45% response rate. Do you guys remember what the response rate was for emails? Let me go back here. What was the response rate for emails? Less than 1%. Less than 1%. So where's our time being better spent? Sorry. 45% response rates, 10.66% click-through rates. So when you send links or videos through SMS versus email, you're going from a 1.4% click-through rate to a 10.66% click-through rate. Guys, where should our marketing be? Honestly, we're all still marketing versus email. But here's the thing. Why are we marketing versus email? Because we can automate it, because it's easy, because we can set it and forget it, right? Admit it if that's why you're marketing via email, right? Admit it to yourself right now. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're marketing via email because it's easy, you can automate it and you can set it and forget it. But marketing versus email is 2012. It's old school automations and it's old school marketing. Whereas right now you can communicate, nurture, and market to people with what they need versus via SMS. And here's the great thing. The things you hate about AI callers, do you think that those are even an issue with SMS? Do you think that those are even an issue with SMS? No, they're not. They're not even an issue with SMS because there's no voice. There's no delay, right? They can't tell. They don't know if it's a real human or not. And I watch in my Lofty CRM at the text conversations these leads are having with my AI, and they have no clue. They have no clue. So where the real opportunity with AI, guys, is to re-engage your dormant leads, because these are the leads that agents are completely ignoring. So a lot of people that I've worked with, they're like, listen, I don't want AI calling my newest leads. I still want my agents to do it for now. And I say, yeah, but you've got a database of 3,000 leads. What's happening with those? No one's calling them. You've got them on email drip campaigns that they're either ignoring or in their junk or they've unsubscribed from. Let's start trying to re-engage these people with AI callers and AI SMS and have it do work for you that no one is doing, no one else is doing, okay? Or that no one on your team is willing to do. And that's the big piece of the puzzle that's super important. Yeah, so let's be honest. As I said, they're not going to do it. And as I said before, you can put your personal touch on the AI and it can be more you and is easier to train than training any of your agents, right? Guys, like, here's the thing. We spend all of this time training realtors and then they don't put it to practice. They don't put it to use and they forget. And guess what? We're in the exact same cycle. We're training them again. Same agents, training them again. New agents, training them again. Agents leave, new agents, training them again. With your AI, you only have to train it once. You only have to train it once. And it's trained on your script. It's trained to sound like you sound. It's trained to say what you want to say, what you know works, and what helped you build your success. And it's way more efficient. Okay. As I said before, it doesn't go off script, right? 100% of the time it stays on script, whereas 42% of the time, agent will go off script. AI doesn't get nervous. Meeting rates with AI are almost 3x as high. Yes, there's going to be some hangups, but the stats right now are it's 3 times more likely to book a meeting. AI can make 1,000 calls an hour versus 40 to 50. And your cost per appointment with AI is actually, as of today, $14.50 versus $85 of human time if you were to have an in-person ISA, right? And I know some of you have probably had in-person ISAs before, but like for the cost, I would way rather have an AI ISA versus an in-person ISA for the same reasons I talked about with your agents. You don't have to train them. They don't go off script. They don't get nervous. They don't call in sick, right? They do what they're supposed to do. They sound how you want them to sound. Yeah, so really the AI ISA transformation, this has really transformed the role of an inside sales agent and has not only given us the opportunity to dramatically reduce costs, but it's also going to help us increase revenues over time, both through calling and through SMS, right? And for all of you guys, if you're still not comfortable with AI calling, I would implement AI SMS immediately. You guys saw these stats. You guys saw these stats. If you're not implementing AI calling, you need to implement AI SMS into your marketing right away. I understand calling is not perfect. Another big point, it doesn't take breaks. It calls 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day, whatever you want it to call. We all know speed to lead is everything in this market. And I've talked about the stats before, but as things become more and more competitive, AI is giving more people the ability to market in different ways. And your competition, even if you were ahead before in how you were marketing, your competition is going to be able to compete with you from a marketing standpoint very quickly thanks to AI, right? Some of the stuff that I've seen presented, even, in terms of what AI can do for marketing now, from running ads, running leads, all of the stuff it can do, your competition that couldn't do it before doesn't need to be able to, because AI can now do it for them, right? So speed to lead is going to continue to be everything. So AI first brokerages achieve a 3.4 times more deals per lead compared to those that are still doing manual follow-up. Okay. Leads contacted within 60 seconds convert 23.4%. Those that we wait at least 30 minutes convert at 4.8%. Okay. And it just goes down after that. So the last piece that we should all be leveraging AI in our business is as an executive assistant or client success manager. You can all do this right away just using Claude, just allowing Claude to connect with your job forms or whatever forms you're using, to connect with your Gmail, so on and so forth. It can start acting as an executive assistant and do everything that you're paying admins to do right now. And it doesn't have to replace your admins. It's just going to allow your admins to do so much more, right? So an AI-driven client experience is what you should be focused on building. So new clients come into the system, and most agents don't set clear expectations. They don't gather the information needed to create a positive client experience, both during or after the transaction, right? But now, the systems that we've already built, from onboarding all the way, can now be run by AI and not have to rely on us as agents. So it can start with your agents fill out a new client onboarding form, okay? And as soon as that form comes in, AI can then immediately take over, right? It can immediately send them a onboarding survey, new client onboarding survey. This is where the magic actually happens long-term for your overall nurture system, because in that survey, it's going to gather the information and automatically plug into your CRM through your CRM connector all of the information about this client that your agents are never filling in right now, right? Your agents are never filling this in right now. When are their birthdays, anniversaries, names, pets, hobbies, etc. Okay? Automated welcome emails. AI can either prepare them for you to send or send them immediately on your behalf or your agent's behalf from their emails, right? So like a welcome email and process checklist. It sets the expectation of what's going to happen and when. Congratulations and next step emails once the transaction happens, making sure the client experience is the same every time for each person. And the thing is AI can now do this all for us. Most of you already have these systems built, but you're having admins do it manually where you don't have to anymore. And all of the information that this allows us to gather will then, that this will allow us to gather in the new client onboarding form will allow us to nurture people properly post-close. Our CRM sales manager will now be able to create the task of send a birthday card on this date. Well, wish them a happy anniversary, send a gift for their home anniversary, so on and so forth. So those are the 3 tools that I would recommend all of you as team leaders to start building, leveraging AI and putting into your business immediately. If you'd like to chat more with me about that, please feel free to reach out to me directly. My team can help you with all of this, but there are tons of tools out there, guys. And here's the best thing about AI. Even if you don't know how to do it, if you have a conversation and tell AI what you want to do, it will tell you how to do it and tell you how it's possible. All right, I just wanted to open up for questions, Q&A. Anyone? Hey, Jeremy, we don't use 11 Labs. We've built our own custom caller, which uses some of the voices from 11 Labs, but we've built our own because a lot of the like out of the box, like VAPI and 11 Labs are super expensive to use on big lead sources. And were harder or more difficult to customize to properly follow our scripts because like we're very picky with tonality, call flow, the types of questions it asks. So we've built something totally custom ourselves. But what we have found is, of course, the more complicated you make the script, the higher level model you're going to have to use, which means you're going to be more expensive in terms of a cost per minute. And number 2, your latency is going to be longer, right? And for those of you who don't know the language, latency is like time that the AI takes to respond because it's thinking, right? And if you give it it's very simple to think about. The more complicated the script that you give it, the more it has to go through to reference before it gives a response. And when we built out our caller, that was actually, funny enough, Jeremy, the biggest mistake we made, right? We wanted it to be exactly like us. And so we overcomplicated the script, fed it too much of a knowledge base based on all of our training and knowledge for sales that we've built. And then it had to run on the highest model, which then gave it more latency. So now we've simplified the script to just do the key points of getting the lead to want to have a conversation. We're no longer going after booking appointments unless we think it's easy. We're just booking phone calls, 10-minute discovery calls, versus when we first ran it, we were getting it to try and book 45-minute strategy sessions. So we made that switch. Because it was overcomplicating it for the AI. So we just simplified the script, get it to book 10-minute actual discovery calls versus getting it to book 45-minute appointments. Hopefully that helps. But like, guys, things like 11 Labs and VAPI, et cetera, they can do almost everything that what I've built can do. Just what we've built is better and cheaper. Okay, so then I'll say a couple words and wrap up. So guys, we have released both 2 events for UTLM, one here in Toronto, one in DC. Look out for the marketing for both of those. The speaker lineups are already being released and are amazing. But as always with UTLM, we just dropped the links in the chat. But as always with the Ultimate Team Leader Mastermind, more than the speakers, it's about the other people in the room and learning from each other. This is where the magic happens. They are small rooms with top team leaders in the US and Canada coming together to not only learn from each other, but actually open their playbooks of what's working and what's not working. We'd love to see you guys at either both or one of those events. I will be at both myself. I'm super excited to be there. Hopefully you guys will be there too, and we'll see you next month.